So the market slipped the other day, guys. We had one really bad day. And, you know, I've seen a whole bunch of different theories as to why it happened, like what was the genesis of it. Some people think it's tied to crypto. There was a slip in the Japanese market and the South Korean market. And some people think it's tied to what's going to happen with interest rates. So things went south. Now, in that moment, when things were going south, Donald Trump immediately tried to take advantage of it and say, this is the Kamala crash, blame the Democrats, blame Joe Biden, blame their policies. Like, this is what you blame, right? And of course, it's very opportunistic, just grasping at whatever they can grasp at to help them make their argument. But I guess what they didn't account for is that, the day after, things sort of bounced back, right? They were thinking it's the beginning of a giant crash. And to be fair, at some point, we could take a downturn again. Of course, the markets are incredibly volatile and our economy is a house of cards. So I'm not saying everything's going to be hunky-dory forever here. But maybe they got out a little over their skis is the point. So Neil Cavuto is a Fox News host who I would say he's more of a Mitt Romney type conservative. He's not like a MAGA guy. He's an old school conservative. And he's one of these conservatives who believes in civility and decorum. But beyond that, he doesn't like obvious bullshit from Republicans. And, that's Trump's game, is I'll just say the most absurd things. I'll contradict myself. I'll be a hypocrite, etc. And he gets away with it with almost all the other commentators and almost all the other politicians. But Neil Cavuto seems genuinely irked by some of the arguments Trump is using. So he's going to come out here, and you could tell he's just so fed up with Trump's bullshit. So here we go. Let's watch, and I'll break it down.
The Donald Trump thing in the market amazes me. When they're up, it's all because of him and looking forward to him. When they're down, it's all because the Democrats and how horrific they are. Yep. Yet some of our biggest point fall-offs, 3 of the biggest of the top 10, occurred during his administration. Now, a lot of those were in the COVID years. I get that. But, you either own the markets or you don't. It does confuse me. But thank you for giving an overview there. We're going to be pursuing that and who's to blame, who's to take credit. And we will be following up on that. But I keep a very, very close look at all the records here, Sellos and otherwise. 3 big ones, the 3 biggest among them in history of the markets occurred during the Trump administration. Not all on him, but they did occur under his watch. So just want to remind you of that.
So let me break down what he's saying there. What he's saying is Trump will, when the market goes up, even when Trump is not in power, when the market goes up, he's like, that's because of me. Literally, when the market had a big day recently, he says, the reason the markets are doing well is because they're reacting to me doing so well in the polls. So I'm not even president. I'm not even in office right now. I'm just campaigning, but the market going up, that's because of me. He said that. Now when the market goes down, he goes, bro, it's Kamala Harris, it's Joe Biden, it's the Democrats' fault. So as Neil Cavuto brings up here, wait, 3 of the biggest single day market falls happened during your presidency. Now, is Trump consistent? Will he go out there and say, look, I own this, I'm the president, my policies brought this about, so, it is what it is? Of course not. No, it's when he's in office, it's not my fault. If anything, point fingers at other people, or what he does oftentimes is even if the market's doing shit, he'll be like, everything's great, everything's wonderful, nothing's ever been better, right? So what's your standard? Well, everybody knows he has no fucking standard. This is the same way he approaches polls, right? When he's up in the polls, he shares them, he's ecstatic, he screams them through a megaphone from the rooftops. When he's down in the polls, all of a sudden, he either ignores them, or more importantly, sometimes he'll go out and be like, this is rigged. This is totally rigged. This is fake. It's the same polling company you were just sucking off 2 weeks ago when you were up 3 points. Now that you're down 3 points, it's, oh, no, it can't be real. It can't be real. It's fake. It's not right. They rigged it. It's like, at some point, people have to acknowledge, even Trump's hardcore supporters, we're dealing with somebody with the mentality of a toddler. Like, that's what this is. I've never seen anybody else this embarrassing in public life, where they'd go to that extremes of hypocrisy and that extreme level of contradiction. Markets are up, it's because of me. If I'm in power and it goes up, it's because of me. If I'm out of power and it goes up, it's because of me. If it goes down under me, doesn't count. If it goes down under the Democrats, 100% on the Democrats. It's their fault. It's like everybody has to see through this, man. It's just whatever mud you could throw against the wall, throw it, hope it sticks, and move on. And it's just hard for me to, I can't take a person like this seriously, and I'm amazed that anybody can. And Neil Cavuto is a deeply right-wing guy. He is. He's a conservative Republican. But even he's like, guys, seriously, are we this deep down the rabbit hole of anti-intellectualism that we're going to pretend this guy's some mega genius, right? It's like with Elon Musk. Oh, Elon Musk is a genius, and then cut to him saying 14 things that are factually incorrect and tweeting fucking 4chan Nazi memes and all sorts of idiocy. It's like, let's stop doing this thing, please. Let's stop pretending like Trump's serious, like Elon Musk is serious, like they're brilliant. These are fucking freaks, is what they are. So anyway, shout out to Neil Cavuto. I like it when he's confounded by the absolute overwhelming stupidity of Trump. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.